cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. I'm your host, K Money, and in the building with me, my co-host Slash, Freddie G, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. You can find us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast, and if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and or subscribe. Welcome, fellas, to another True Tuesday episode. All right, fellas, let me ask you guys a question. If you was driving down, you know how in Houston we have a lot of traffic already as it is, but let's say you driving on the freeway and you see an 18-wheeler and there's nobody behind the wheel. What would be the first thing that you think of?
Man, who behind the wheel?
You know, ghost riding the whip.
Oh, the freeway?
Somebody.
Well,
are they leaning back in the seat like they cool?
Well, I'm
be
here to
hoping.
tell y'all, man, that as of last Thursday, there's been a company that has actually launched a commercial service here in Texas, and it's actually doing round trip jobs from Houston to Dallas.
Deliveries, huh?
Yeah, driverless trucks. They're officially running, and again, they started last Thursday.
Is this a company?
Yeah, this is a company. It's called, autonomous trucking firm. Aurora announced it launched commercial service in Texas under its first customers, Uber Freight and Hirschbach Motor Lines, which delivers time and temperature-sensitive freight. Both companies conducted test runs with Aurora, which at first included safety drivers, while the trucks, pretty much did it.
Somebody was in there with
it. Exactly. Yeah. Somebody was manning the trucks at first, but now, as of last Thursday, they're actually running alone, which I think it's good, and I can think of some negative things that could possibly happen, with these driverless trucks.
My first question would be, are they going up 45 or are they taking 90?
Well, I don't know the route that they're taking going to Dallas.
Because, man, look, 45 has too much construction going on. So how... Google Maps get it wrong sometimes.
Most of the time.
Yeah. When on the construction area or police, everything. So, if they're taking the busy highway of 45 and not maybe the back roads of 90?
I would have to imagine if it's automated, it's gonna. And Google is Google part of AI? I mean, it's.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Google, whenever you
AI.
search Google, it's going to pull up the quickest route. So I can imagine these trucks are doing the exact same thing, pulling up the fastest route, even if there's detours and things of that nature. But it said that Aurora founded the deliveries to be benefits of self-driving technology safely, quickly, and broadly. And this is coming from the CEO of Aurora. Chris
of course,
Ermson.
He's gonna feel like it's the greatest thing. He's gotta promote that. But my thing with that, it's good. It's good in it, but there's a couple of negatives now that I'm thinking about. Because
before we touch on the negative Slash, and I just want to mention some of the things that these trucks are equipped with. They have computers and sensors that can see the length of over 4 football fields. That's 400 yards long. In 4 years of practice hauls, the truck's technology has delivered over 10,000 customer loads. And the company's self-driving tech has completed over 1,200 miles without a human in the truck. So just saying kind of some of the advanced features that it has, seeing over 400 yards, I mean, that's good.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, because you can detect,
down the road 400 yards, you could see if something's wrong.
Say traffic, major if there's a major issue in the road, anything. But so that's one positive side.
Now, one thing is hopefully that this truck is that much of great AI, artificial intelligence, being that there is nobody manning it. And let's just say, for instance, you run over some nails. One of the tires, the truck's got a lot of tires on them, 18
wheelers.
So you don't know if the back one on the trailer popped unless they all have this thing on it saying, "Hey, all the tires low."
Well,
the gauge on it.
Yeah, the sensors. I'm sure the tires probably have sensors.
All of them.
They got to, man. If for them to be using this type of technology, I would think
that they thought about this part.
Exactly.
Yeah. Did they think about the weather? If it's
I think
raining,
the weather will be fine, especially if nobody's driving it.
If it's rain, if it's sleet. We have sleet the further up north you get.
Again, I'm gonna say they should. I'm sure they've incorporated some type of sensors to detect all of these type of things.
Those things that we're coming up with right now, those are on the surface things.
Right,
We're
I
not
agree.
even experts. We're not even experts in this stuff.
I'm
So
hoping
if
they
we're
thought-
able to think of that
yeah,
stuff,
they thought
of course they thought this stuff is on the surface. The thing is dig deeper.
Now,
No homo.
No, you stupid.
this is an issue that I could possibly see it happening. And again, not to
Pause.
pick on these YNs, but I could see somebody driving that sees this truck, wanting to put it on social media, and just doing something stupid, like ghost riding. Well, we mentioned ghost riding the whip earlier.
Try to jump on there, hang on the truck.
But they would create some type of trend that definitely would be dangerous. But I could see that happening, which that could possibly get it shut down.
That would be a free ride to Dallas.
And I can see that truck never going past the speed limit.
Oh, of course not.
Never.
Of course not.
Right.
If the speed limit is 55,
It's going
it'll
55.
never go past 55.
And I also see a couple people hitching under the bottom to get to Dallas for free.
That's another issue that.
Now I think that there will be sensors for that because of theft when they detect human body heat or something. I would think that they would put sensors on it because think about it. We have goods on this truck that's worth something, so we have to protect it from theft. I think that they could detect. They have something to detect that somebody's on this truck or something here, and it's not supposed to be personnel here because it's
So it'll stop
self-driving truck.
moving, probably.
For whatever it is, they'll have something in place. Those are on the surface things that you would think about automatically off the rip. You'll think about that. Hey, how do we protect our goods? How do we know if somebody's on the truck? You'll think of that stuff. That's simple.
They better have some company.
Truck driving is like one of the oldest professions. It goes way back, and a lot of people do this as a living. Right. So for this to, depending on the success of, these driverless trucks, I can imagine would affect, that profession. And I'm sure a lot of drivers are not for it. Safety is one of the number one concerns.
I agree.
And if no one can really, pitch an argument, like we're discussing the negative things that we think, and Fred, like Freddie G mentioned, we have to dig deeper to try to think of something that, is a negative where this is concerned. They're pretty much preaching to the choir.
Yeah, so here's the thing with that. So where you're speaking from, K-Money, is that because this is a profession, this could possibly be taking away jobs.
Taking away a lot of jobs.
Okay, now look at it from this standpoint. Let's throw a number out there. What do you think a truck driver makes? The average truck driver. He gets some truck driver get paid by the load, some get paid by the miles, but take home a month.
20,000.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Take home a year for an average truck driver.
80 to 120,000. Yeah, 80 to 120,000.
Okay, now think about all of the high tech parts that will be required for this truck to operate. Would it cost more to make this truck or to pay this driver? And when the parts go down, the maintenance on those parts and replacing and stuff. So I think that behind the scenes, they discuss these types of things, how this could be cost efficient.
Cost efficient. So
So
safety.
they discuss all of these things.
long term, they winning because it's really no overhead
You're not
except for
paying
when stuff
nobody.
break down. Yeah, you ain't paying nobody. You ain't gotta pay nobody $120,000 a year. You might come off, your truck might cost you, say, $450,000 initially, but if you operate in a 10-year span, you winning.
So let's flip it.
Yeah.
Those trucks have to be monitored, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think monitors them? A human being or a computer?
A human being.
Okay, now that human being that monitors that truck with all of these parts and all these sensors or whatever, they have to be knowledgeable, right?
They do. Mm-hmm.
Prior to this truck being in existence, they had drivers driving these trucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a job for that human being at that time? That job didn't exist.
It didn't exist.
So you have to pay that human being to monitor that.
Yeah, but
so what happens with the money?
But
now you saying what happened to the money that they would have been paying?
So prior to this truck being made, you had a truck driver, right?
Correct.
right.
We said that truck driver probably made about $100,000 a year, right?
Okay.
Now that this truck is in existence, and then Community 96 and the long haul is better for the company with the truck, right?
It is.
So now that this truck is in existence, there's a job that has to be created to monitor this truck that
Okay.
didn't exist before.
Right.
Now, that job that didn't exist before, how much you think that individual would get paid for his or her technical knowledge?
Shit, they
Would
gonna
it
have
be-
to. They gonna
would it
have
be-
to at least pay him 60, 70,000,
75,
80,000,
yeah.
something.
Okay,
But-
would it be probably about 100,000?
Yeah, what-
Well, you
because
saying
He's got to have some type of computer knowledge.
Yeah, so I get it.
But it's a two bird one stone. So the company's really winning because that person can also be the dispatcher.
See
See what I'm saying?
Check it out.
So
but what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
to monitor this truck, you had to create a job.
Correct.
You took away a job to create
create
a job.
another
So
job.
the funds that you're paying that you took away,
You still
it's
give
just
it to
allocated.
somebody.
It's going to somewhere else.
No,
I would
not
think,
really.
I would think to monitor this truck would be less because
Much less.
the qualification to just monitor a truck. I don't think
you can hire four people.
I don't think it takes much to monitor something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well,
So I don't think the qualifications would be high, which means I don't think the pay would be as much as it would be for the normal truck driver or for that truck, that position that was eliminated to create this one
look,
job.
Let me show you what they're gonna do, because I understand and I understand everything y'all saying. They're gonna take this one person with all this knowledge that they create this one job, and he's gonna monitor more than one truck. So now they able to make the money because you got this one person monitoring 5 or 6 different trucks. You might have 2 per 10, every 10 trucks. How many trucks did they build? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they took away a job, they created one, but this one job is gonna do 5, the amount of 5.
Yeah.
Because it's only one person got to monitor this shit.
Yeah, it did
You know
make
what I mean?
Yeah, because now just say you got a company, you got 16 trucks, right? So you got 4 people that's gonna monitor 4 trucks. So that's 16. You don't have 16 drivers no more.
No.
So that's a lot of money saved.
I think one person can monitor those.
So what?
Not 16
what
trucks,
happens-
because what if that one person got to go out and do something, fix that truck, get it
Well,
back
you're gonna
running
have to have,
again?
because
So
they're
that's why,
not running at the same time.
right?
No, I would think the person, if the truck broke down, if anything happened to the truck, I think that they would send someone out. I don't think they would actually go out themselves.
Well, I'm pretty sure they would have to be qualified to fix that truck too.
No,
Well,
I'm
the
saying
truck
that they would
keeps going.
send someone else, send someone that repairs trucks or
They come
to
pick
work
that
on
motherfucker
these
up
type of
off
trucks.
the side of the road. Get the wreck truck, come get this whole.
That too. That too.
But I think the companies win when they create that job. He's gonna do more than, like you say, if it was 16 trucks and 4, monitors. Then that's what 12 jobs. The amount of 12 people per year saved.
I have a question. Where do you think those parts are coming from to build this truck?
Oh, they come from China. Better believe that.
So what do you think the cost for those parts with these new tariffs?
Shit, it's expensive.
It's gonna be high. as
It's
hell.
expensive.
See, that may be something they better start thinking about that right now.
What about accidents? I think it's gonna
what?
be a lot of accidents.
Here's the fucked up part.
There will be accidents, but
Let me show you what's crazy.
go ahead.
How do you insure a truck with no driver?
Yeah.
I mean, the company is liable.
Right. But yeah, you got to sue the company.
The company would be liable still.
That's well.
I mean, and they already losing. Period. Whenever they get in an accident, so it's no
And
different.
then it's your word against
Well,
nobody.
You have to know
Ain't
that,
nobody
again,
in the truck.
Again, you have to know that they're going to have cameras.
Yeah,
there
it's
is
gonna
somebody
be for the
monitoring.
camera. Yeah.
Accidents will happen, but how they're going to justify these accidents is the
It's gonna be
question.
crazy.
But
Yeah.
are they going to have cameras
All around it.
360.
They better.
with 360
That's the only
view?
way they can.
Because anybody could just say, "Oh man, nobody in that truck." Everybody just say this truck
Now
did
that's
it.
the only way. It's gonna have to
You
have
feel what I'm
cameras.
saying? If everybody just ganged up and said, "Hey, everybody, say the truck did it."
Man, they've been talking about self-driving technology for over 10
for a
years.
long time. They
Yeah.
tried it with the Uber. I mean,
Well, I was about to say Tesla and GM has even tried this and has poured billions into trying to perfect this technology.
That's too much
Y'all
money
ever
wasted.
seen these vehicles riding around? They have them in California a lot, but I've seen a couple here in Houston where it's this car with this big old thing on the top.
Like a siren and
it's
some
like a
extra
big
shit.
old,
Yeah.
like tower thing on top. You know there's nobody in that car.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they
New York. Has
it's like
the
a Uber
cabs.
service that they have out
Yeah.
there that does this now that I've seen also. I know
Yeah.
there's a company California based it's called Gaddick. Have you guys ever heard of that? Well, they do short haul deliveries for Fortune 500 retailers like Walmart. So this is something that has already been implemented. I guess because 18 wheelers are a bigger vehicle, it's why this is I guess progress in the right direction for this type of business. I'm surprised, Elon Musk hadn't. I did mention Tesla had been trying to do something on these lines, but I'm just surprised, Elon Musk hasn't had his hand or hasn't, had anything to say about this thus far. It's still early.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can see him finding some negative things to say because this is competition for
Now,
Tesla.
I'm not against the automatic nothing, but the only way I think that'll ever be successful without any accident, injury, is if everything on the street was driving by itself.
Well,
nobody
that's the path we're
where they're
heading
going,
towards.
But that's gonna
the
be a
path where
long
we're
time
on.
because I'm not safe. I don't feel comfortable sitting in a car with nobody driving.
Well, you're gonna
And
hate.
I'm going somewhere.
You're gonna hate what I'm about to say. I know it's not dealing with the trucks, but China just came up with their first AI hospital. 14 doctors, AI robots.
doing the work.
Yes.
But they smart enough. You can trust them.
The robots are smart enough.
You can trust China.
China?
Oh,
They gonna stand behind they shit. China pretty
man.
man. All of the shit that they got over there as far as new technology, AI stuff, they own that shit. But we haven't seen nothing, man.
No.
They own it.
I
Yeah,
seen
they-
a badass truck that China got. Golly. That truck is the truck of all trucks.
what we already have vehicles that do drive, that can drive themselves. That they are selling nowadays. I know Escalade has that driverless feature. I can't think of any other vehicles. I'm interested in it. Now, whether or not I would set that motherfucker, okay, take me to California or designate a long haul
I'm
area
not-
like that
I'm not
and
sure about
take a nap, I don't think I would. I don't think I'm that comfortable.
Now they are making these cars with a lot of different safety features on them, though, that I think really helps any individual. They have a park assist,
Oh, where the park
like
by
a
itself, parallel park, yeah.
assist thing, and some people need that. You know what I
A
mean?
lot of people need that shit.
So it's good that they make that, but and I like I say, I'm not against them using these trucks to transport or deliver stuff, without anybody driving. I just hope that it is safe for the people around it,
Again, like we mentioned earlier, there's a first time for everything. I pray, the safety record stands perfect.
Yeah.
While they're trying this, but you mentioned Slash how you're not comfortable And you think, this probably won't be, our roads won't be impacted with driverless vehicles for some time now. You think you'll be dead by then?
I hope so. I would hope to be.
That's the only way you're going to be comfortable?
That's the only way I would be comfortable with that, man. Because here's the thing. I'm not even comfortable riding in the car with somebody else.
I feel you.
And they driving.
I feel you.
I'm not comfortable
what
with
they
that.
call that.
Hey.
Check it out. When God call you home to glory, Slash, when you go to the cemetery, it's going to be a self-driving hearse.
Hey,
gonna take them.
You know what?
That's what they gonna put in a bitch.
Yeah, they gonna put it in a self-driving.
And it ain't gonna bother me at that time. I'll be gone. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Gone?
just let me know. Just tap on. Hey, man, it was self-driving. I know how you feel about this shit.
He said he wouldn't be comfortable unless he was dead.
You know what I'm saying?
For a vehicle to
But
ride
hey, man, it happened, man. You know.
Oh man. I don't know. What about you, Comedian 96? Are you comfortable behind the vehicle if it was driving itself?
Nah, I'm gonna be honest. No, because no, I'd have to be drunk to not think about it or something. But just getting in there on my own natural state of mind, just because it's gonna worry me. It'll worry me. Malfunction will be running through my mind. The word malfunction,
or what if?
What if malfunction, or what if?
You know, right. Thinking of that, what you saying that, I think that may be what causes accidents is people that are intrigued on, how it's operating. And again, like I say, I can see them riding on the side of the truck, trying to observe.
And y'all know me, no supervision, me in the car, I'm gonna be touching everything.
Well, you can't be touching it while this motherfucker moving.
I can't help it.
I'm just saying, I can see people riding on the side of these trucks,
I just
trying to observe. Like I say, film.
I know, but I just have to. I'm sorry, I have to.
Y'all well, it'll be, it'll be interesting to see. I'm hoping that they do film. One of the deliveries, or if not,
just keep watching social media, man. You go see some shit too. Yeah,
we'll
trust me, you will.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. I mean, I know that technology is changing,
advancing,
fast,
very
and it's
fast.
changing the world. Actually, and it's supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen. So, I mean, I'm willing to see it. Just hopefully everything is good with it. Everybody's safe. But now, does that mean too that if they're gonna do the deliveries automatic, or the plane's gonna be automatic?
You have to know.
I'm not doing that.
You have to know that once they perfect the automobile, the plane has to be next. Yeah, that has to be next.
I'm not doing that,
man. That's why I'm saying we moving too fast. Technology. Let's just slow down a little bit, because I like to drive myself.
Right. They just speaking of planes, they just have the first. It doesn't fly very high, but it's a bicycle. It's a flying bicycle. It has a long antenna in the front.
I bet you I can tell you where it come from.
Probably China, of course.
Let me share something with y'all. Y'all, we've all flown on a plane before, right?
Right.
Yes.
Y'all know that they do put it on autopilot.
Yeah, but it's somebody in there.
To maneuver.
These trucks ain't got nobody in there.
Hey, but here's the thing. How you know the pilot ain't taking a nap?
As long as I hit the ground safely, I don't need to know what the hell he did. I need to know
somebody's in that
when I get on there,
the pilot could be taking a nap.
Man,
I need to.
Now he ain't sleeping. You know why? Because goddamn it, when I got on here, this motherfucker shook my hand. I am.
Check it out. Check it out. If you got a 3-hour flight and you was a pilot and you was drinking the night before. And I know they're supposed to have X amount of rest in between flights, but you was drinking the night before.
Yeah.
And you get on the plane, he shakes your hand and do what he needs to do. Then he get up in there, and once he get at a certain altitude, he knows it's a 3-hour flight. He sets his alarm and say, you know what? I can put it on autopilot after 20 minutes. We've reached altitude. Let me put this on autopilot, and I'm going to catch me an hour nap.
Now, you know what, though? His ass was drinking last night, so I smelt his breath. I'm getting the fuck off of here.
You.
I know better.
You was an AZ in the Navy. That A stands for asshole, voice of reason.
What if
I smelt his breath?
Okay. What if he just tooted a lot of cocaine?
You ain't gonna know what he did at that point.
Why you gotta be the voice of reason, man? You make me not want to fly no more, man.
I mean, actually, these are things that I think the people
that are think about this.
These type of scenarios, they sound crazy.
They do have autopilot.
Yeah, I know they got
and
it.
They do.
to result to something like this here.
You know what? I know for a fact there's a flight attendant who's a good friend of mine that listens to the show. Why don't you drop us a comment and you let us know if those pilots be taking a nap when we be flying?
Oh man, come on,
sure they
bro.
do, bro.
I ain't gonna even look for that comment when she make or he or
it's
she
crazy,
or whoever.
bro.
Hey man, but I'm all for technology, and I like to see us advancing to these magnitudes. However, I'm like you, Slash. I don't know if I'm comfortable to brave enough to get behind a vehicle like this here and just let it have my life in its hands without me having any type of control, even in those vehicles because they have shown, Freddie G, you mentioned the vehicles that I think they possibly are in California, the selfless driving cars. I've saw on a talk show where the vehicle was just going in circles and they wouldn't let the person out. It was just going in a circle.
And kidnapped the people.
So he couldn't open the door. He couldn't do anything.
He's officially kidnapped.
So and all he was able to do, I think he was talking to customer service inside the vehicle, but it was automated.
They can't do nothing.
So those are some of the things that they have to fix.
Go in circle till you run out of gas.
He just go in circles.
Until you run out of gas.
It can't unlock the door.
What if it's an electric car? I don't know run out of gas.
Well, the power gonna run out. The power gonna run out.
That takes a long time.
It may take about 3 hours. Some of them things get a full charge and can't even go 300 miles.
Yeah, that's true.
For real?
Yeah, they got some different batteries. It's different ones.
Hey, man.
So you can't drive them electric cars long distance. You got to charge up every 3 hours.
You got to stop.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't have the guts to do it. But I like to see these type of things because it's very interesting to see, and to know that we are advancing as a country or as a nation. Is a plus. But for those out there, if by chance you guys see these trucks on the road, man, just let them do their thing and leave them alone and just observe. But as far as trying to interfere with the route or anything on those or testing it just to see if it'll do this or that, just leave it alone. That's my word of advice. Appreciate y'all joining us. Peace out. This concludes another True Tuesday episode, and be sure you tune in tomorrow for another episode of Women Wednesday with Freddie G. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast, and if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and or subscribe. And to all my 52 Scott faithfuls, it may be new to you, but if you heard it here, then you know it's true.